I believe it can be done.
Alright, good afternoon.
Now,
This is
one
Adam
more
Sturch
aspect
broadcasting
of
from the
this
Mushroom
that I
Mansion,
want to
Taos, New
touch
Mexico, working on
on
oil
this
painting
sort of philosophical
as of yet unnamed. I'm just going to play with some color. I've got some phthalo blue mixed into some remnant of a little bit of ultramarine and white, I think, from yesterday's paint session. A little cadmium yellow light and some pure magenta. And I'm just going to start with those three and see what comes of this.
Well, everything dissolves, you see a lot of bright colors, you have funny ideas, and then you have to rest for a day. Well, what is so great about that? I mean, why should that be a culturally transforming issue? Well, I believe that we misperceive the psychedelic substances if we simply think of them as an inert substance in a plant, which when taken by a human being dissolves programming and shows you the basement of your mind, essentially. That is what's going on. I believe here is much closer to what's going on. Psychedelics convey information. The other kind of chemicals in nature that we're familiar with that convey information, aside from DNA, are pheromones. Pheromones are aromatic compounds released by plants and animals, usually to carry a message within the species. So ants, lay down chemical trails that other ants sense and can follow. Well, in a sense, hallucinogens are intra-species pheromones of some sort. They carry information across species lines. And the kind of information that they carry, the message, is one of harmony, balance, and integration. And so a human population with a psychedelic institution or sacrament will, in its pristine form, tend to be nomadic, have very little physical, cultural expression, tend to have a very loose family structure, an extended family structure and child rearing arrangement. And I believe that this is where we can introduce the concept of the Gaian mind. The reason the psychedelic experience is so paradigm shattering is because we believe that we are alone in intelligence on this planet. And what the psychedelics show is, no, there is a much larger field of mind than we ever could suspect in our ordinary state of consciousness. Nature herself is a minded entity, and information is flowing between species, between biosystems, across biota, gradients of light, chemical release, water, so forth and so on. All of nature is a vast communicating mind of some sort. And the only portion of that vast system that is out of alignment is the human world, because we closed the channel. We closed the channel by abandoning the shamanic institution. In many, many human languages, the word shaman means go-between. Go-between. Well, go between what and what is the question. Well, the answer is go between the safe pedestrian assumptions of an organized society and the vast churning ocean of mystery that is real being. And every society is an illusion reared against the mystery of real being and pursued in ignorance of it. So the shaman mediates between these two worlds. The ordinary world people have to live in order to catch fish and have children and form relationships and bury the dead, and another unseen, dynamic world of energy, of process, of strange attractors, of the great unknown. But it isn't an abstraction. It's nature. And history is the consequence of an animal species losing its connection to the Gaian mind. And instead of then a Gaian agenda, integration, unity, cooperation, you get an ego agenda. Dominance, resource extraction, territorial acquisition, control of other human beings and resources. So when shamanism died, when hallucinogens became stigmatized, when the climate changed, we literally fell into history. We became a different kind of animal. And the consequences of untrammeled historicity being practiced for 12,000 years is to bring us to our present situation, where we have immense intellectual understanding of some aspects of nature. We have an immense ability to coordinate group activity in certain areas, like building a bridge, but not disarming, for example. But we have no ability whatsoever to control this darker self that sort of drew itself up to the campfire 12,000 years. Instead, you banished me into the darkness for 1,000,000 years while you lived in a psilocybin-driven paradise. But here I am again, the piper must be paid. Now, all the cards are on the table, and it's up to us, we who live on this planet at the end of the 20th century, to try and do something with these facts. If we go extinct, if we wreck the planet and toxify the environment, it will be a tremendous tragedy, because there are ways out. There are answers. But how much of the baggage we've accumulated over the past 4,000 years are we going to be able to take with us into that new world? Bloody little, I maintain. Our music, our mathematics, our dance, our theater. I don't think our technologies are going to be able to come with us unless they go through serious downsizing and detoxification. So really, the discovery in the 19th and 20th century of these ancient ways of relating to plants, it's not just a curiosity of anthropology or an exciting subfield of botany. It is, in fact, very central to the human drama of our salvation. Because I don't think we can fix ourselves through rhetoric. If we could fix ourselves through rhetoric, then Buddha and Christ would have done the job. We can only fix ourselves by consciously analyzing our dilemma and then intervening. And I believe these cultures that have existed in a kind of suspended animation in the rainforests of the world while Western European civilization charged through its merry adventure, the raison d'etre for the existence of those aboriginal civilizations is that they carry the archaic gnosis. It's all still intact for maybe 30 or 40 more years if we act quickly. The material is there, the techniques are there, it can be saved, but it has to be brought into modern civilization. And so, classes like this. Yeah.
If it is diet kind of gets in equilibrium, there's some certain type of consciousness that humans need to have in order to bring about that equilibrium. Why is it then that Gaia has made these entities this or that?
It's a great question. Well, here's an answer, and then I have
because the essential thing we all need is courage, and most of us don't have it in other areas of defense.
That's a good answer.
Really, it's very deep. You have to say, I'm going to do this because my life has depended on it, where our future is, whether there's an existing future, where I don't I went up with myself, and I'm going to do this because I know there's love in the world, and I'm going to prove it because I'm going to be it.
And I will now offer a tremendously down interpretation of the same thing. These things are all alkaloids. It may just be that in this universe, alkaloids are always bigger. So that Gaia herself, it's like, can God make an object God can't lift? Can Gaia make an alkaloid that isn't bitter? I don't know. It's a challenge.
And I know the opposite is that. My question is that are these opposites something that we really shouldn't take? And you have the role in that conscience. I see, I don't doubt that when we were pre-humanoid and we were running through the field and we saw an answer, we were like, okay, this looks like something else. That's not fine, it's not running away. And it turns out that it's probably even duplicate. Now we see fruit and it's colorful, sweet, and maybe the consciousness that you have when you eat fruit is just a different consciousness than you have with eating mushrooms. But I noticed that mushrooms is that, the berries is that flirt kind of kills when it doesn't die about it. And
There is a recommendation. Well, I think we have tremendous resistance. I think the private issue, certainly for me and for probably most of you, it's easy to take psychedelics the first time because you don't know what you're getting into. Ever after that, you have to really have a little chat with yourself. And there are barriers to overcome. I have to think about this question of sweetness. Yeah.
I think the way it went there, when you see fruit and its color and all that, I think we're very conditioned in our eating habits and everything, so we're civilized to very specific
Great step before you step, I guess, is the lesson.
I think that probably our ancestors.
All right, well, I don't know where that's going, but I like the start. It's vibrant and kind of rhythmic and interesting. So that's it for the moment. Thanks for watching. This is Adam Sturch broadcasting from the Mushroom Mansion Taos, New Mexico, working on oil painting as of yet untitled. Have a good afternoon, Earth.